my name is Paper Diamond. How you guys doing? I make a wide array of music, from electronic music to basically any BPM. I just love music, and so my stuff is all over the place pretty much. Originally I was in a dance music project, like a band called Numa, and so that was kind of my outlet to get all of my writing out in the electronic world. And so Alex B, I started just making beats, you know, and trying to like mesh with hip hop artists and everything like that. And so Alex B stuff was just kind of my personal meditation music. It didn't really have much intention. And people like Flying Lotus hit me up and said he wanted me to make a mix for Brain Feeder, so I started to pursue it a little bit more. And as my dance music project started to tour less, I realized I still had a need to express myself in those ways in writing for certain kinds of music. And so that it kind of birthed the Paper Diamond project for me. I'm a designer too. I'm really like obsessed with typography and the way things look and the space between things. It's kind of like music, how, you know, space and breadth can create different emotions and feelings in music. And for me, it's the same with design. So you know, I also, being on the road as much as I do, I wanted to be able to really make sure everything was perfect. So I designed this thing where I'm controlling two computers. I have an iPad. The iPad is sending signal to the first computer, which controls Ableton Live, and then Ableton Live is then sending signal to the second computer, which controls all the LEDs. So I made it so I'm not only representing myself through the music, but visually, and I feel like it creates a more cohesive experience that people can come and enjoy and know that it's all my stuff, you know. My show's improvised every night, so I don't really know where I'm going, but everything, all of my clips from everything that I've ever made is in the Ableton file, and it basically, there's corresponding video clips, but I can do them in any order, and I can trigger different pieces or turn them on or turn them off, and for me it's just more fun, yeah. We're basically compiling a lot of footage right now, and I've been compiling footage for several years, and it's basically, for me, it's just another way to communicate with people that are interested in my music, and for me to put out songs that may not be on an album, but I still want to release. And so I see the Paper Diamond TV thing as just a more in-depth look at me personally, and just all the, you know, going to all the studios and traveling full time. You know, I just got done with 4 months of touring all over the United States and Germany and Spain and Canada and everything like that. So yeah, it's kind of like, it's for me and everybody else. It's just, I want to make a stronger connection with the people that want to know like what I'm about. It felt like something that naturally I wanted to get into, and I love video work, and I have a bunch of cameras and everything like that. So it's just another step in the process of getting people to be connected with me, I guess. I did my last couple music videos as well, and like it'll be interesting because like I'll write a video and then we'll film it ourselves. It costs us next to nothing. And like my last video, MTV just hit me up and they're like, we want that video, and it's something that I personally made with my own camera. So it's kind of interesting to have like things like that where I would never expect for my music is pretty left field, you know what I mean? So I would never really expect for that to happen. And it's exciting just to have a little finger in every pot, you know? So basically it's like we started this thing called Elm Oak, which Elm Oak is a design firm, a record label, a clothing line. We have an art gallery in Boulder, Colorado. We released a ton of music. We threw a festival last year called Levitate Festival. We throw events all over Colorado, art shows, parties. And we started this thing called the Elm Oak Academy, which basically the intention of it is just to inspire people to pursue art and music or music business or anything like that. And so we bring in influential people like artists, managers, booking agents, and kind of give people an inside scoop on how to start their career in that. So how to book their first shows, how to get their press kits together, how to approach getting your first show, your first tour, and all that stuff. And so for me, it's a very rewarding process because I feel like I learn by teaching others, and I can, you know, yeah, I don't know. It's something that I wanted to do to give back, and you know, I wish that somebody had done that when I was going to school and everything like that. So I feel like inspiring people is the whole idea. It's just want to inspire everybody, and that's what my music is about, and what like my Elm Oak is about, and yeah. Man, I am like a sponge. Like, I'm very sensitive to the things around me. So all kinds of music, whether it be some old soul and funk or some new rap or like hip hop or electronic music or bands even like Lil Dragon or Toro y Moi or whatever, you know, like I draw inspiration from everything. And honestly, like I listen to music all the time, like in my car, in my house. I wake up and put on music. I go to bed, you know, like have music on. So I'm pretty much immersed in it, and I feel like that's why my stuff is a huge amalgamation of everything that I've ever done. And I grew up playing music since I was 4 years old. You know, I started on violin when I was 4. I picked up guitar, bass, drums, and piano when I was 12, and my guitar teacher was like, to be a musician, you have to know all this. And this was before a lot of digital recording, so he even taught me how to record, and we would record on reel to reel, you know what I'm saying? And so it's been a constant process of like learning new instruments, and I treat even computer music the same as learning an instrument. Like when a new keyboard comes out or a new synth or something, I will learn every knob on that until I just know what it sounds like. And so, yeah, I get inspired by that too. It's just a constant thing of hearing, getting pumped, and then doing some stuff on my own. Yeah, I mainly think about melodies and chord structures. And so for me, like, I will sing something, like I'll sing a line and then I'll go, because I can play by ear really easily, so I can hear anything and then pretty much instantly play it. And so I'll go and I'll sing, or I'll sing something in my head and I'll instantly go record it, or I'll go to my Rhodes piano and write like a nice chord progression and then go to the computer keyboard and play it in. So for me, a lot of my songs are based on melody and chords as opposed to just sounds, where like I'll build a really nice sounding chorus first and then build the crazy stuff around it. I love playing at Red Rocks. Yeah. When I was 19 years old, we signed with Columbia Records in Japan, so I was going to Japan every year, and playing for that type of people is really interesting because there's a language barrier, but the common language in the world is music. So there's a connection without being able to speak to each other. So I really appreciate things like that. But this year, I've been very fortunate this year, you know, doing 60 shows in America and really covering ground here, and then places like Bonnaroo and Camp Visco and Electric Forest and everything like that. For me, I think, I don't care if it's a festival, if it's a club, or if it's a tiny little beach party, or it's an intimate thing. Like, I love music, and I feel very grateful to be able to perform and to express myself. I personally have been taught that music is a conversation, and that like within it, when you're playing in a band, like everyone has their own voice, and they speak to each other. You need to leave room for each other to speak and for it to all work together. And so for me, music, it's just an expression of my voice. It's how I express myself. Yeah, lots of new music. Definitely Paper Diamond TV coming soon. New music videos. I'm going on tour with Zeds Dead for 2 months coming up. Yeah, hitting it real hard for the rest of the year, writing a ton of music right now. I'm getting in the studio with a bunch of different people, so it's going to be interesting collaborating with all kinds of different folks. And yeah, I would say just keep an eye out. You know, I'm super personable when it comes to Facebook and Twitter and everything else. Like if people have questions for me, I make sure to make time for everybody. And yeah, tons of new music coming soon.